How you doing, everyone? Thanks for joining us. My name is Donald. I head up the credit department for business credit. We have a program where we specialize in building business credit, specifically through the business's EIN. So there's absolutely no association to the personal credit. Within approximately 6 to 9 months of working one-on-one with a dedicated credit advisor, we will get the client access to up to $150,000 plus in unsecured Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. Throughout the process, we will also get them access to a multitude of store cards that they can utilize, such as Home Depot, Lowe's, HD Supply, Granger, Office Max, just a multitude of those, as well as gasoline and fleet cards. Now, as I mentioned, this is all done through the client's business EIN. So there is absolutely zero association to their personal credit or personal guarantor associated to those cards. So God forbid something happens to the business owner, or even another pandemic that we cannot anticipate, the client is 100% protected. They cannot negatively impact their personal credit, nor can they go after any of their assets, any inventory, any equipment, any vehicles, or any real estate that they own. So it's a fantastic way for the client to access affordable credit and protect their credit and their assets all throughout the process. Now, the beauty of this program is the only thing that the client needs to qualify is an active EIN number. Their time in business does not play a factor in the process, nor does their revenue, nor does their personal credit. So it works on startup companies, it works on over-leveraged companies, restricted industries, even bankruptcies. Because again, it's all done based off of the business EIN, so there is no association to the business owner. So when you first enroll into our program, the very first thing you're going to receive is what's called a SaaS product. It's a software as a service. And this is an example of it. It's a portal that the client will be utilizing. Everything that needs to be done to build out the business credit profile is housed inside this portal, so it's very convenient for them. They own this system for the longevity of their business. They can continuously utilize it to access different vendors for their products, their services, their materials, all through the business EIN. Most importantly, though, the client is assigned a designated credit advisor. This is an example of one. This is Lewis. He or she, the credit advisor, is there to do the heavy lifting for the client. We understand that they need to focus on running, growing, and sustaining their business, and that's why they get the professionals involved, so we can expedite this process for them and take a lot of the challenging and the guesswork out of it, so again, we can speed up that process. We did break the process down to 6 simple steps. In the first step, what we do is we build up the credibility and the foundation of the business, ensuring that they'll meet the over 150 plus banking credibility guidelines that a business must meet in order to qualify without a personal guarantor. In the 6-step process, in step 2, what we do is we take all that information and then we update that, either creating or recreating their profile with all of the different credit bureaus, such as Duns & Brad, check systems across all platforms. Again, completely disassociating their personal social security number. Once we have all that established, then we're going to actually start adding some trade lines to their profile. In step 3, we're going to add a few net 30 cards, ensuring that they are populating onto their credit report. Once that appears on their credit report, then we are able to move on to step 4, where we start accessing revolving store cards. And then we move on to step 5, where we start accessing fleet and gasoline cards. And then ultimately moving on to step 6, where we're able to start applying for the cash trade lines, such as your Visas, your MasterCards, and your American Expresses. So the one last thing is you will have the ability to schedule a call, email, text your credit advisor, all right through the system. But I always do tell my clients, for the most part, we do understand that the business owner, gets sidetracked, things come up, and they get busy during the day. So we just have our credit advisors there, giving them the support and that little push, if you would, ensuring that we can move the chains accordingly and get them access to this capital in the time frame we know we are capable of achieving. So we do have a couple financing options. We do have an in-house financing option where there is no credit checks or anything like that, and we can split that payment up into either 2 or 3 payments with minimal interest. We also do have a third-party consumer financing company, which will allow us to finance this program. and they do have a pretty modest threshold. That is, there's only a 550 FICO or better, and the ability to verify $25,000 annually. So another beautiful aspect of this program that a lot of business owners are not aware of is that business credit is transferable. So should the business owner build up the business, their branding, whatever it may be, and they have an exit strategy and they plan on selling the business, they actually increase the value of their business because they are able to transfer their paydeck score and their business trade lines along to the new owner with the business EIN when they purchase the business. It's actually 100% transferable. So it actually adds value to your business as well. It's $3,500. Throughout that, 6-9 months, they're probably going to spend approximately about another $1,000, not all at once, 100 here, 150 here, 100 there, throughout that 9-month process.
And what are they spending that other extra $100 here and there for?
Because, for example, part of the process and step one of their foundation, okay, if a business is using a home-based address, if they're using a Gmail account or a Yahoo, if their business is operating via cell phone, none of that will get approved. They don't approve any of that. So we have to go and then we have to get them a virtual address. Okay. That's typically like a $49 fee and then about like $20 a month. If they don't have if they're using a free email, they will not get approved. They don't approve that because it doesn't show, credibility to a business. They want to see Justin at cashbox.com. They don't want to see Justin at Gmail. You know what I mean? Like that. It doesn't show any credibility. So now we got to go and we got to get them a domain. That might run them $40. Okay. If they're using a cell phone, they're not going to get approved. We need to put a landline in that gets recognized with the National 401 database. That typically, same thing, has like a $50, upfront cost, and then it's like $25 a month. So there are costs through it. Then once they get to step 3, then we have to start adding trade lines to their business. Okay. So we have to get 3 net 30s. Out of those 3 net 30s, one of them might have a $99, application fee, or, not application fee, but, yearly fee that you have to pay up front. Now they got that $100 fee, and now they have to put a $30 or $50 purchase on each of those cards to activate a trade line. Okay. Now they pay those off. Now they move on to step 4 because now those net 30s are reporting on the report. So now they move on to next 4. Same process. They have to pick a few of these store cards now. One of them might charge them $39.99 for the annual fee. The other 2 might be free. One of them might be $99. We don't know. And then they have to make purchases on those as well. Sometimes they'll make a purchase and, we'll find out that they paid it off too fast. This happens. Unfortunately, we have to make another purchase. So I say roughly it's about another $1,000 over the course of that period of time. Sometimes less if people have, a physical location. They don't need the virtual address. They have a landline. They don't need the phone. Then that's fine. I'm just saying, keep in mind, it, approximately it could run them about another $1,000 over the course of that entire program.
If I sign this today, am I able to cancel this within the next 3 days for full refund, or is there a time frame after I sign that I can cancel?
We don't offer one.
Okay.
Once you're in, because typically once you're signed up, probably within that couple hours, you're given your onboarding email. And as soon as you go into your portal, you actually activate your license, which is actually what majority of the cost goes to, that and the team that does the fulfillment.